Okay, let's do some yoga. Bring yourself into a comfortable seated position, preferably cross-legged, but if you want to be on your knees to begin with, then that's fine. And remember, you can use a cushion or a folded blanket, and you can place just under the buttocks, the sitting bones, to help lift you up a little bit. Let's draw up through the trunk of our body. Create some space. Let's tune into our flow of breath. Becoming aware of your inhalations and exhalations. Perhaps closing the eyes so that you can fully tune in. And the first thing you may observe is that when you become watchful of your breath, you'll notice that it lengthens and deepens. And it is this activity that begins to calm the mind and soothe the nervous system. Remember, yoga is a way of life. It is a persistent practice that you persevere with for the maintenance, the self-maintenance of your mind, body, soul and spirit. It is not a fast fix. It does not require any force, and it asks that you let go of the ego and simply observe and watch. And over time, your body and mind will become or return to the flexible, supple self you once were. You was born with great suppleness and flexibility and the potential to become a far-reaching human being. Perhaps over the years, because you have not kept up freedom of movement, free thinking, you might have become rigid in your ways of the skeleton, of the physical self, of the mental self. But the practice of yoga will bring that all back to you. Okay, so let's do a nice gentle forward flexion of the spine. You can stay cross-legged, or you could bring one heel in front of each other. You're going to create space, lifting up through the trunk of your body, thinking of pulling up internally, pubis to navel, navel to breastbone. You have a central meridian running directly through from crown of head to anus. It's a central meridian. Lift up through that. Lift the skin on the body. Seated postures allow for you to let go of sluggishness. Parts of the body that become non-active, especially the flesh. Think of the skin around the lower back, around the kidneys. Think of the flesh around the stomach. Lift it all up, bring your hands in front of you and gently walk them forward to a point that's comfortable. Remembering that as you bring those hands forward, you want to avoid your buttocks lifting off of the mat. If your buttocks start to lift off, bring them back down. Make the nice seated foundation secure and then start again. So if you just get to here, that's fine. Keep the breath flowing. If you can walk those fingertips a little further forward. Every breath you take in enables you to lift and create space, and every breath you breathe out allows you to surrender and release. Let's take a breath in through the nostrils. Exhale, bend the elbows down towards the mat. Breathe in, straighten the arms. Exhale, bend the elbows down towards the mat. Breathe in, straighten the arms. Breathe out, bend the elbows down towards the mat. See if you can stay with the forearms and the hands connecting with the mat in front of you. If you're unable to do this, that's fine. Just bring your hands back to a point of comfort and work on creating space. Remember, when you do restack the bones of the spine, you want to pull your stomach in because it's your abdominals that are supporting your spinal cord. You might like to just open those feet and then reconnect with the opposite heel coming in towards the perineum. Let's go again. Breathe in. Lift the skin on the sides of the body. Lift the flesh on the front and the back of the body. Drawing up towards the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, you're slowly allowing those hands to come forward without letting the buttocks rise away from the mat. Push the sit bones down to make their firm connection with the earth beneath you. Breathe in through the nose, exhale, bend the elbows. Breathe in, straightening the arms. Breathe out, bend the elbows, drawing the elbows down to the mat. Breathe in, straighten the arms, exhale, bend, drawing the elbows down. Unclench your teeth, relax the skin on your face, and follow your passage of breath. Your breath is your guide. And then we'll breathe in and draw the hands back in towards us. Restacking the bones of the spine, shoulders and head over the hips, nice and centrally. You want to look at having the trunk of your body in alignment with the walls in your room. So they're nice and straight and upright, as is your torso. Okay. If you have a belt or a strap available, then bring that into play now. It's a great working tool. We're going to do a couple of positions with the arms to increase the flexibility within our shoulder joints, our elbows and our wrists. Shoulders, ball and socket joint, there's plenty of room for movement. You might want to give the shoulders a little bit of a roll backwards. And then forwards. Take a nice deep breath in, bring the right arm across the body, bring the left hand onto the upper arm, the fleshy part of the upper arm, stay away from the elbow, and then just gently draw it across the chest. Breathe in, lift upright, make yourself as tall as you can, even whilst being seated. And release. Other side, breathe in, draw the left arm across your body, bring the right hand to capture on the fleshy part of the upper arm, draw it across your body, keep the breath flowing, the teeth unclenched, and release. Okay, so we're now going to do a nice movement with the arms that is going to be challenging. Please take your time with it. Remember, no force is required. I'll turn my back to you so that you can see what you're going to do with the arms. Now, practicing this position is going to help with other postures along our practice route. So it's good to give this a go. You might want to just watch at first and then join in afterwards. We're going to take our right hand out beside us. We're going to stretch from the armpit to the elbow, to the wrist, to the fingertips. We're making a nice organic stretch the whole way along. We're thinking about the soft fleshy part of the arm and drawing the skin and the muscle back to connect with the bone. Let's turn the arm from the shoulder girdle so that the palm of the hand faces the ceiling. We'll then breathe in, lift it up. Now we want to create lift and space from our right hip all the way up the right side of our body. It continues to reach up, and then we're going to bend that right arm at the elbow. Breathe in, raise your left arm, bring it up and over and grab it onto the fleshy part of the right upper arm. Avoid holding onto the elbow. You want to go for the fleshy part of the upper arm. Take a nice deep breath in, and as you breathe out, just release gently with that right hand further down the back. Gentle pushing with the left hand, and then release that left hand. Be aware that in this position you've not pushed your chest out and your buttocks and concaved in the lower spine. Pick your buttocks up, tilt your pelvis, pull the tummy in, and make yourself back seated onto the heels of the feet. And also remember, whilst in a kneeling position, if it's a bit uncomfortable for you, you can use your cushion once again to place it underneath or between the buttocks and the heels of the feet. So we've got our elbow bent and our hand coming down onto our back. If you've got your belt or strap, hold that. You're going to breathe in, take your left hand out in line with your left shoulder. You are going to rotate that hand and arm clockwise so that the palm of your hand then faces the ceiling. So it's a full rotation. You'll then drop that left arm behind you, breathe in, make space, exhale, bend that right elbow, and then you'll capture onto your belt. Now your belt can be used as a bridge between those two hands so that in time, over the progression of your practice, you will be able to bring the fingers together and release the belt. Draw your shoulder blades towards each other. Bring that right elbow away from the back of the head. Avoid clamping the elbow into the head or the arm into the ear. You need to open it out. And the best way to do this is to breathe in, exhale, draw the shoulder blades towards each other. And then gently release. Once the hands are down by the sides of the body, you might want to just give them a little invert and then an outward movement, maybe a little bit of a shake of the wrists. And let's go to the other side. So we're going to breathe in, raise the left arm up, create that stretch from the left hip all the way up to the left fingertips, and then you'll bend at the left elbow. Breathe in, raise your raise your right arm up and over, bring the right hand round to the fleshy part of your left arm and gently draw it across. Be aware that if your arm's back here and you're thinking, oh, I'm not going to be able to get it any further, practice here. Just a breath in, exhale, gentle nudge. Breathe in, exhale, gentle nudge. It may take hours, days, weeks, months, or years. It's all part of the practice. Breathe in, raise the right arm. Rotate it anti-clockwise. So it's an actual forward. It's rolling forward. Your hands going anti-clockwise. The movement is happening from the shoulder girdle. You are not just turning your forearm and your wrist. You're actually using the whole arm, and you can think about the flesh on the tricep, revolving it in line with the turning arm so that it really helps with the movement. Remember, all parts become one when progressing towards the movement. Drop the right hand down and then bend at the elbow. Remember, if you've got your belt or strap, have that between the two hands. In time, you'll be able to work those hands along the strap, using it as a bridge, as a connection. Draw that left elbow away from the head. Get the left inner arm away from the left ear. Breathe in. When you exhale, draw the shoulder blades towards each other. Breathe. Remember, tilt the pelvis, pull the tummy in, unclench the teeth, and gently release. You might want to give the shoulders a circle forwards and backwards, maybe a little bit of a shake in the hands. And let's do inverted prayer posture now as well. Breathe in and take the hands off of the mat, either side of your hips. Stretch fully into the fingertips, making nice length within the arms. You're going to roll both arms forwards from the shoulder girdle. You then draw both hands down behind you, allowing the tips of the fingers to come together. Once the tips of the fingers touch, take a breath in, create space up through the trunk of your body, making yourself nice and straight like the walls that surround you. And slowly but surely you will allow the fingertips to touch. When you exhale, bring those elbows back, the shoulders back, and draw the shoulder blades towards each other. Slowly but surely, over time, the palms of your hands will touch, and then the heels of your hands, and you'll be able to cross the thumbs over each other. Keep the breath flowing. Unclench the teeth. Relax the skin on the face. And then gently release the hands. Just give the wrists a little bit of a movement. Flick the fingers as though you're flicking water droplets off the fingertips. And then bring yourself round to sit into Dandasana, staff posture. So this is where you almost feel like a bookend. You have a nice upright and erect spine. You stretch down through the legs and you take a breath in, and as you exhale, you draw the toes towards the trunk of the body. And look at drawing all 10 toes towards the body rather than just the big toes. So you might want to push your insteps towards the wall and bring your out steps and your little pinky toes towards you. For some of us, the fullness of this stretch will have the heels coming off the mat. All depends on the fleshiness of your calf muscles. Have your hands beside your body, the palms of the hands in line with the hips, fingertips pointing in the same direction as the heels of the feet. Breathe. And then release. Give your legs a little bit of a shake. Let's bring our belt or strap back into play now. We're going to do some stretching of the hamstrings and the leg muscles and tendons in general. And we're going to bring into play a twist of the spine as well. Remembering that when we turn, rotate and twist the spine, we take the flesh of our body with it. So avoid leaving all the work to the spinal cord. Use the trunk of the body, the flesh and the muscles to assist. Okay, let's keep our left leg straight. Let's bend our right leg. You can place the belt or strap around the ball of the right foot. Nice deep breath in, lift up through the torso, keep it nice and straight. Exhale, begin to straighten the right leg. Do not judge yourself if it does not straighten right away. This is the time for you to tune into your flow of breath. Surrender when you breathe out. Surrendering will allow the leg muscles to release and relax. Doesn't matter if the leg's down here and straight, that's fine. All you need to do then is start working on the mobility of the hip and creating space in the hip, allowing the leg to rise up. Keep the breath flowing. If you do have the ability to have the foot in the hands and straighten the leg, then do so. So at this point, you're going to hold the belt or strap in one hand. If you've got the hands on your feet, you will take your left hand outside of your right foot. You'll release the right hand and take it round behind you. So this is where the rotation is coming in. Avoid leaning back. You want the trunk of the body to remain upright. Unclench the teeth. Breathe in and breathe out. And then to a breath in, bring that right hand round and see if you can draw it to hold on the right instep. If you've got your belt or strap, just swap hands so that one hand is holding on to the belt or strap. Release the left hand, swim it out in 180 degrees to come behind you. Keep it aligned with your shoulder. You're turning the 33 bones of your spine, and then the head on the axis and the atlas to look at your left fingers. And then breathing in, keeping that lift, bring yourself back so that the trunk of the body is central over the right leg. Gently allow that knee to bend, bringing the foot down, and then just draw that knee in and give yourself a hug around the knee. Then bring that right foot in line with the left knee. We're going to take our right hand round behind us, placing it onto the mat. We are not leaning back. If you're doing this, you've come out of alignment. So you need to bring that hand closer in, getting it as close to the base of your spine. Use it as a prop to straighten up the spine. You're then going to lift the left arm and bring the left elbow outside of the right knee. Place the left palm in line with your face. And then take a breath in, exhale and turn to look over the right shoulder. Unclench your teeth, tune in to your flow of breath. And then, keeping the lift that you've made, return to the central position and allow that right leg to straighten along the mat. You might want to give them a little bit of a shake once again. And then we'll breathe in and we'll bend the left knee and we'll bring the left foot either to connect with our hands. We can link our fingers and place the palms of the hands around that left foot, or use your belt or strap, placing it around the ball of the foot. You're going to take a nice deep inhalation, creating space. You've pulled up internally, pubis to navel. You've lifted your hips away from your femur bones and you've risen through the torso, the trunk of your body. Raise that left heel away from the mat, and as you exhale, begin to straighten that leg, taking your time. Remember, it might not straighten immediately. Indeed, it won't if you have not been practicing yoga or your stretches since you were very young. Every single one of us was born with great suppleness and flexibility, and it's only where we've stopped using that flexible and suppleness that we've lost it. But we can return to it, we can get it back. It just takes time. And that's why perseverance and willpower are two great characteristics for getting you to progress through your yoga practice. Okay, so if you've got your belt or strap around your foot and you're holding it with both hands, now take the belt into one hand, or with your left hand, with your right hand, place it outside of the left foot. You then release the left hand, keeping it parallel to the mat. Breathe in, lift up, avoid leaning back. You want your head and shoulders centered over your hips. You've made space, and then exhale. You're taking that left arm in 180-degree movement so that those left fingertips are behind you and they are in line with the left shoulder, and you have rotated the trunk of your body, assisting your twisting spine. And then you come back to a central position. You swap the hands, so your left hand will hold on to your left instep, or your left hand will hold on to your strap. You'll release the right hand, the right arm and hand are parallel to the mat, and they then go 180 degrees out behind you, fingertips in line with the shoulder. You're turning the trunk of your body. You've turned your neck and head. You've unclenched your teeth. You're breathing. You're staying connected with your movements. And then with that feeling of elevation, you return centrally. Nice deep breath in through the nostrils. And as you exhale, allow that left knee to bend. Bring the heel to the mat. And then stretch and extend your left leg along the mat. Give the legs a little bit of a shake. Let's draw that left knee in towards us. Give yourself a hug around your left knee. You can hug yourself. It is something you're able to do. Okay, and then let's bring our left hand and place it at the base of our spine. Let's use that left arm as a prop, almost like a rod that is straightening up through our spine. We're going to bring that right elbow outside of our left knee with the hand facing the wall to the side of us. We're going to turn and look over our shoulder. Having taken a breath in, having created lift and elevation through the torso, and then turning our skull on that very upper vertebra that's called the atlas. And then returning to a central position without collapsing. We're still nice and risen. We straighten that leg. Let's think about lifting those hips off and away from our femur bones and hinge forward. Get to a point that's comfortable. You can use your belt and strap here as well. You can place it underneath the balls of your feet, and the strap will work as a bridge so that in time you'll be able to work your hands down to get towards your toes. Be aware if on your forward movement you've slumped, you've rounded your shoulders because you just want to reach your toes because your ego is telling you, I want to reach my toes. If you've slumped forward, you've collapsed down, your rib cage will drop into your stomach. It will stop the richness of the oxygen circulating. So you need to come back, you need to let go of the ego, and you need to stay in a position up here where you have a straight spine. And in time, you'll be able to create space in every breath that you're taking in. You can move the skin, the flesh of your buttocks. That will hinge you forward a little bit further, keeping a straight spinal cord as you extend over the legs. Unclench your teeth. Unfurrow the brow. Relax and release across your upper back muscles. If you have a cushion to hand, you can place it on the shins, and then you can rest your head. And in this position, Paschimottanasana, forward bend, it is said that you are able to release the ego. Unclench your teeth and relax along the jawline. Let the breath flow long and deep and follow its passage. You will, in time, experience surrender as you breathe out. You will notice as you breathe in that you are able to lift your internal organs, especially the stomach, to create space that you can then surrender into. And then draw your chin towards your chest, bring your hands alongside your legs, walk the fingertips back towards the hips, pull the tummy in, restack the bones of your spine, returning to Dandasana, staff posture, and then release. Bringing yourself round into a cross-legged position. Bring your hands to your heart, place of all truth. Give yourself thanks for your practice, your perseverance, and your patience with the self. Yoga is good for you, but please be patient with your practice. Avoid giving up too soon. We're on day 21. So have a great day, and remember, yoga is good for you.